Welcome everyone to Beyond the Adventure. Today's episode is a mystic land between Boston and New York City, and let's get started. So beginning this episode here with a very awkward intro. Once again, I believe this was the last time I had an extremely awkward intro for Adventure Wednesday. But anyways, before we get started here, this was just me giving a little wrap up because the 3 previous episodes of Adventure Wednesday all took place at abandoned locations. Now, to date, this episode right here was the farthest that we had to travel to film an episode of Adventure Wednesday. We had wanted to go down to the beach. Amanda hadn't gone to the beach in like a year or so, the same with myself. So we decided to head all the way down to a place known as Mystic, Connecticut. Now, Mystic, Connecticut is popular because it is considered to be a spot in between Boston and New York City, so you get a lot of people from both of those major cities vacationing down there. Anyways, this is us driving through Connecticut, heading out there right now. Now, we are heading specifically to a place called Ocean Beach. This is where I used to go a lot when I was a little kid. I didn't spend nearly as much time here as I did when we went to the beach down in Rhode Island. This was a place that I would go with my mom and my aunt, or just my mom, or my mom, my aunt, and my cousins. Unlike the other beach that I would go to, we would go with my father and his friends and everything like that. We'd spend, a week or so down there. This was typically just a day trip. Amanda and myself decided to make this an overnight adventure down here. You can see the ocean all the way off in the distance straight ahead, but you can't go down that way. That is a one-way street. Anyways, here we are pulling into the gates of Ocean Beach. Now, Ocean Beach is technically located in New London, I believe. Let me pull it up online. Ocean Beach, so this is on their actual website, which is ocean-beach-park.com, dash as in like minus sign, not dash as in like a backslash. So this was lugging all of our stuff out here, bunch of ships and everything. Now, when I was a little kid, this beach was relatively quiet. It wasn't really that busy. I mean, if you went there on like a holiday weekend or something like that, the place would be packed, but it was always a nice beach to get to that was only about an hour away. As you can see right here, it really isn't too busy, but later on in the day, the place was absolutely packed. I absolutely love this place because there was a little breezeway that when the tide was low, you could walk across to the other side, and there was like a tidal pool and, a bunch of tidal pools and stuff like that. This is actually the first time I took the GoPro with the intention of it going in the water. The last time that I took the GoPro was right when I got it, and that's when we went canoeing, and I just grabbed the GoPro in case we went into the water, not with the intention of actually filming things underwater. And as you can hear here, I think I'm actually filming this on the GoPro. I don't know, I can't see what's in my sunglasses. No, there's a GoPro right there. Okay, so anyways, on the Ocean Beach website, going to park info. No, there's nothing on there. There really isn't. No, there really isn't any information on here other than prices, which it's $17 to park there for the day during the week, if you guys were wondering. Anyways, here's a breezeway there that I was talking about. So going back, New London, Connecticut is a seaport and port of entry on the northeast coast of the United States. It is located at the mouth of the Thames River in New London County, southeastern Connecticut. So it was nicknamed the Whaling City, and I believe that's where the Hartford Whalers, or the idea for the Hartford Whalers came out of. For several decades, beginning in the early 19th century, New London was one of the world's 3 busiest whaling ports, along with Nantucket and New Bedford, Massachusetts. The wealth that whaling brought into the city furnished the capital to fund much of the city's present architecture. New London subsequently, I can't speak right now. It became home to other shipping and manufacturing industries, but it has gradually lost its commercial and industrial heart. Now, right now, it's home to the United States Coast Guard Academy, Connecticut College, Mitchell College, and the Williams School. The Coast Guard Station, New London, and New London Harbor is home port to the United States Coast Guard cutter Chinook and the Coast Guard's tall ship Eagle. The city has a population of 27,620 at the time of the 2010 census. So this is here after you cross the channel, which you can only access when it is low tide. You can only go across it when it's low tide. This is on the other side, and there's actually a private beach there to the right, and they have a fence up there because they don't want anybody venturing over from the public beach to the private beach. So here it is. I set the GoPro up in the water. Now over on this side it was all seaweed. That's why I didn't go into the water on that side, whereas the other side was pretty clean. And they actually have people in there in the water with metal detectors, like picking up rings, and they also have rakes where they're like cleaning the sand and stuff like that. Just decided to bring my binocular and hook it up to the phone. It's like a set of binoculars, except it's only one. And what I do is I would put it up next to the lens to give a zoom in effect without getting any pixelation or anything like that. Here's just a quick time lapse of the beach. Like I said, it was very, very quiet there, but we have also gone on days where the place is just absolutely packed. As you can see, the sand is very well manicured. It is actually known as one of the sugar sand beaches, I believe is the right name of that, or I believe that's what people call it, the sugar sand beach. Now here's me just going absolutely nuts in the water. I love swimming, I love being in the ocean. Don't really like swimming in ponds or rivers that much. I would prefer if someone was gonna bite me and it was gonna be a shark or something like that, then just take my whole body with it. I don't want to get bit by an eel or anything like that in a river. This little seagull here kept running up. There I am, swimming off in the distance, so that must mean Amanda is holding the camera. Of course, folks, you have to stay hydrated when it is that warm out. I don't know what is up with that, but there's just a big mound and there's a bunch of trash mounted on top of the rocks. Now, since I used to come down here as a kid, they added this whole area back here. There was never really that deck before. The time lapse is just the clouds disappearing as they go above the ocean. Very, very cool. See the lens flare from the sun on the camera on the angle right there. Now, I forget, I think we went to the beach once or twice after this. We haven't really gone a lot, just so many things going on. Really want to get back there, really want to get to my beach. But like I told you guys in a couple of story Saturdays, the beach that I used to go to all the time was just completely eroded, and it's not what it looked like at all growing up. So it's kind of depressing going down there. Anyways, here's just some of the marker buoys to let you know not to go out too far, to let the kids know not to go out too far. I mean, just look how clear that water is. It's very reminiscent of being down in, like Mexico or any of the Virgin Islands, or, places I went when I was younger in warmer climates that had clearer oceans. So we had left Ocean Beach, which is in New London, and headed over to Mystic, Connecticut, which is what the whole theme of this episode was here. Now, this hotel we had gone into, they were just in the process of beginning to remodel the whole thing. So there were only 15 or so rooms that were open, and then when you walked by the other rooms on the outside and you happened to look in, it was just, there was nothing in the rooms. It was completely empty. Here's just a shot of us walking into the hotel room. The end of a very warm day at the beach. Amanda doing her bed bug check. That's something that we do every time we go to a hotel room. You always check the sheets and everything like that. I don't know, just some habit that we got into. So when we got here, we had gone out for dinner that night, and then I actually pick up the episode the next day when we had, we had gone out to dinner that night. I filmed some more stuff, and then we went the next day before we headed home, and I filmed some more stuff, and I put it all into the episode there. There's the broken sink. I tried to pull the plunger up so I could soak the GoPro. I wasn't sure how the salt water would be on the rubber gaskets and everything for us. I just wanted to make sure to clean it up. I gotta take a shower because I'm covered in salt. So much better. Just got out of the shower. I am sunburned. I'm trying to figure out how to get the AC working. Like a lobster. I just did. But check this out. If this doesn't freaking look like me, I don't know. I remember Amanda's. She said that looked like me when I have my beard and long hair. So we are here. So right here, this is actually Village Shops. This wasn't that same day. This was the next day. We went over, and this shop right here was located right across the street from where the hotel was. And it was also right down the street from where Mystic Aquarium is. I will throw a link up above and down below in the description if I'm not out of links already for this episode, which I don't think I am. But yeah, Mystic Aquarium, very cool aquarium up in the area here. Between there and Boston Aquarium, I like them both the same. My personal opinion, they don't come anywhere close to being as cool as Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies or the Georgia Aquarium, but they are definitely cool places to get out. So this is a whole old school theme type of village attraction here. They had a bunch of really cool shops, very, very tasty treats that were there. There was a couple of stores. There's one store that was all like specialty types of honeys and hot sauces. So when you went in there, they just had a bunch of honey out and breadsticks and pretzels, and you could try all the different types. Very, very expensive too, let me mind you. But yeah, there's this whole like shopping area here, and it is a decent size. This is on like the far end of it, and there's still more shops down there. Those were some pretty cool, crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk arts from Family Guy there. Anyways, very cool little like miner's well type of thing that they had set up over here. So here we are, just venturing in and out of some of the shot, and this right here, Cannon Lady. I don't know what that was. My only assumption is that's a truck that goes to events and they raise a cannon and shoot a woman out of it. But that was just my guess right there. I'd love to see that thing and learn a little more about it. But anyways, we are here and we are heading out. Yes, so this is called Old Mystic Village, was the name of the place that we were at. Very, very cool. They had a big water wheel and just, you know, old like horse pulled wagons, and they have little pet shops and, you know, chintzy gifts and, you know, all sorts of stuff that you would see on vacation. So this was really cool. It kind of looked like a church and like an old town common there. There's the water wheel that I was talking about. Now I'm not sure if this was actually, let me see if I can find some information on this real quick, because I'm not sure if this was actually like the original village and they rebuilt it to be as a tourist attraction, or this was just themed off of the original Old Mystic Village. Let's see. It's a shopping mall in Stonington, Connecticut. Nope, I don't see anything on here.
Sticky situation. Do you want to try that?
No, there's nothing on here for like Wikipedia or anything like that. Yeah, right there. Sticky Situations. That was the place I was just talking about with all the really good honey. They had like
definitely check it out.
Jalapeno honey, blueberry honey, raspberry honey, like just honeys that I couldn't even.
They got like honey tastings and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them were really good. They had like what was it, garlic honey?
Garlic honey. That one was good.
Chili pepper honey. Had raspberry honey, blueberry honey, avocado honey, like pineapple honey.
All these different honeys. So here I actually think we are leaving the village, or getting ready to leave the village. Just showing you guys some more of the some more of the gift shops and everything like that. There was like an arcade, if I remember correctly, in here as well, but it wasn't opened up at the time. And they did have like a small, like old type of farm equipment museum that was there. Just a bunch of like those wind catchers and stuff that you'd see in your grandparents' backyard. So anyways, here we are heading down to where Old Mystic is, or Mystic, Connecticut is. Like I said, this was that first night after we had gone down to the beach. We had gone, look at that massive anchor right there. So we had gone down to grab something to eat, and I filmed this, and I decided that I would insert the daytime footage of us walking around the village before this, just because I thought it would look kind of weird going from day to night, or day to night to day. So I wanted to keep it consistent. This place right here, oh my god, they had some of the best clam chowder. I forget the name of this restaurant. It was a very old tavern-ish restaurant, and I honestly, that was some of the best clam chowder that I've ever had in my entire life. Very, very good meal too.
So we're gonna go for a quick walk.
So here we are walking around. What's going on? They do have this really cool bridge that is a drawbridge that lifts itself up. Here's a look at the Thames River. There's a bridge I was talking about right here. You've seen that clip, I'm sure, guys, in many of the intros for Adventure Wednesday. Like I said, I really like that clip. I really like this little town here right next to the sea. So this was constructed.
Those massive counterweights.
Yeah, look at those massive, like I said, those massive counterweights to help lift the bridge up.
The person in that house there sends a signal. See how the arm swings on there?
Here I am just
swings
briefly
backwards,
explaining how the bridge works to Amanda.
Weights from there.
But very, very cool to see that they're still using, you know, not primitive technology, but older technology than the stuff that they use today to do that.
See the gate right there?
There's a little barge with a crane on it. Now, very, very pricey town if you're walking around here.
us go down here. I am a little sunburned, if you can't tell. Check this out.
Oh my god, yeah. I look like a lobster. So there's the Ancient Mariner. That's a really cool song. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that song about the albatross and everything. The rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Very good poem. Very cool poem if you like nautical things and ships and stuff like that. But yeah, there's just, you know, a bunch of little seaside shops here, and you know, like stuff like fudge and. There's a little dog on that motorcycle, that moped right there.
We'll check that place out. Look at that church up there.
Yeah, so actually, if you head down towards that church, and if I remember correctly, you took a left, that restaurant that we went to was right around there. Look at those cool VW buses and those paintings.
The fish back there. Look at that fish.
I love that glass, like, artwork that, you know, people, like that stuff right there. That octopus, stuff like that I absolutely love. I have a few glass fish and glass turtles. That green one, I would definitely would take that green one. Even those jellyfish, those are so cool looking. And there's a black dog I remember down here as well, which is a store that started on Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket.
Half off psychic reading. So if you guys don't know what this
right
is,
there.
The black dog right here, they're out on Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. If you ever want to pay $60 for a t-shirt, that's a
and I'm not kidding, folks. Their t-shirts, you're just buying the logo. I think I was there once when I was a little kid with my mom, and she bought me a shirt, and the t-shirt came in one of those little, like, you know, same material, like cotton bags. It's, you know, sealed up, and the t-shirt was like $38, and I was a little kid at the time, and that was pretty expensive for a t-shirt back then. I can only imagine how expensive they are. A little Nemo, little baby Nemo. Very cool nautical map that they have there. Look at all the lobsters. Absolutely love lobsters. Cool fact: lobsters were once known as the cockroaches of the ocean, and they were not very popular to eat. They were, you know, bottom feeders and things like that.
This was built in 1922.
So the bridge was built in 1922. Here's just a list of some of the stats on it, the statistics on the bridge, how much it weighs, how much it cost.
Right.
They got the Patriots flag covering up the door in there because Connecticut does not have their own football team. So we're heading down here. Here is just some boats and everything. Now those are, we got from the guy that explained it to us, those are some very high-priced condominiums right there that you're looking at. Those three buildings. The upper floor of the brownstone or the brick building is like apartments, but right where in front of that guy is rowing right now, those are very expensive condos, and the people that own the condos have slips right there for those dots.
Soro Sub Luxury Yacht.
Soro Sub Luxury Yacht. That is a reference to Lando Calrissian's ship in Star Wars. Just a little non-canon thing. I don't even think it's included in canon anymore.
Check out this.
There's a post office. Look at this boat. Fireman's boat. Very, very cool. And then we also, I remember this now, this
Joan Marie.
massive boat, and then this one. That color on there, I absolutely love that. Like the teal, aquamarine, whatever you want to call that. Very nice boat. I can only imagine how much money that boat costs, let alone how much money it costs to repair and remodel and update that boat. But you see there's a for sale sign on it. Hopefully one day I'll own a nice big yacht like that. But in the meantime, we can only sit here and hope and pray. There's a couple more boats there as well.
Those puppies.
Those massive dogs.
Big fluffy puppies.
Big fluffy puppies. There's an Irish bar or something right over here. I think that's what I just showed you guys on the right. Here's a sign pointing to all the different things. This building's front is actually a lighthouse, which is really cool in keeping with the theme and the architecture and everything.
Look at that clownfish.
Look at that giant clownfish. And that tugboat. Very, very cool.
Everyone, that is going
so
to
here I am
doing
the outro. That is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see everybody tomorrow for Thungry Thursday. Peace.